Hey y'all, I am outdoors enjoying this middle Tennessee weather. I'm gonna tell you something. It's just gorgeous. Now it's a little, the rain has been on and off, but when that happens, it cools down and it looks like the humidity is down, and I'm just out taking advantage of the coolness of the night. And it is just beautiful out here. But I wanted to pop on real fast to just to talk about some of the DMs that I've gotten and things that I've dealt with over the past several years when it comes to narcissism. It's overused. That word is overused. Some people use it because they're trying to label their mate or their friend or whoever they're labeling that label onto somebody because it's the only thing that they know of and they heard of and they really don't get it. But I'm here to tell you that everybody who someone says is a narcissist is not a narcissist, okay? Narcissists are, it's that type of person you don't want to meet. You don't want to be around. Not at all. As a matter of fact, you can't be around that person. So when you throw out that word towards somebody or throw that label on somebody, you got to be careful, okay? Because most of the time, I'm saying probably 90% of the time, what you're looking at is more of a characteristic of narcissism, which could surface in many different ways. It could be, because you suffered trauma in the past. That's probably the more prevalent one, but there are not smaller ones, but ones that just bring about the same effect that the others do, which is alcoholism, drug addiction, jealousy. There's so many things that can bring about traits of narcissism that you have to be careful when you use that word or call somebody a narcissist, because narcissist is way more evil than somebody struggling with alcohol addiction because they had some past experience that they just are trying to hide from. And that's really what you're trying to do when you're addicted to something. When you're on drugs and things like that, you're trying to, you're trying to get rid of the pain. You're trying to escape a reality. Narcissists don't escape reality. They want to be in reality. They want to be at their best all the time because they need to have that control. So I say all this to say that if you ever DM me and talk about somebody being a narcissist, okay, I'm going to dig into it. I'm really going to dig into it because I want to know why you think that person is a narcissist. And usually I find that it's a surface thing they're dealing with, and they're just calling it a narcissist. But there's tendencies. Everybody has narcissistic tendencies, period. You're not going to get away from it, okay? That doesn't mean you're a narcissist. You have tendencies, okay? Now, some more than others, okay? But there are tendencies that everybody has. But it doesn't make you a narcissist. It makes you human, okay? And I'm not excusing the behavior of those narcissistic tendencies. I'm just trying to tell you, okay, that it doesn't make you a narcissist. There's a level of evilness in a narcissist, okay, that far supersedes narcissistic tendencies, okay? And until you experience true narcissism in its essence, okay, you won't know what I'm talking about. You really won't. I've experienced it, okay? And that's how I can easily talk about it, and I can easily tell somebody, no, that person is not a narcissist. They might have some struggles, some things that they're dealing with in their past, and narcissists also have that same thing, but it's at a whole nother level. Now it's to a point of hurt and manipulation that is above anything. It causes pain purposely. I call them unpredictably unpredictable in a very bad negative way. You can have tendencies of narcissism and be predictably predictable, or you can be predictably unpredictable, but there's no malice behind it, no cognizant malice behind it. Okay, so pump on the brakes a little bit before you call someone a narcissist. Okay, because 9 chances out of 10 they're not a narcissist. They have tendencies of narcissism, and most of those tendencies can be overcome. And all they need to do is find out the root of those issues, because I'm sure there's some empathy that they have inside of them, okay, that's allowing them to, that would allow them to open themselves up for change, okay? A true narcissist, they don't want change, they want control. There's nothing you can do to change that, okay? That's why they say, and a lot of people talk in their videos about, forget about narcissists, forget they'll never change. They're right. The true ones will never change. Okay, but there are some that have 60% narcissistic tendencies that are brought upon by life, struggles, pains, situations, but it doesn't make them full-blown narcissists. So be careful for that word. Okay, and feel free to DM me. I can kind of coach you through it and understanding, because the worst thing is that you label somebody a narcissist, but they're really not, and they're just dealing with something that they can really get over, and you end up losing a good person out of your life because you thought they were a quote-unquote narcissist, and you have a thought behind them being a quote-unquote narcissist that they can't get over, but they actually can get past what they're going through. But you're being told by videos and such that they'll never get past because they're narcissists, but they're really not. So be careful for that, guys, okay? And just know that I'm always here. I try and put content up of past messages that I've done to help you understand narcissism and what it's all about and what to do with it. And, if you're a Christian, there's a way to handle it. The Lord wants us to handle it a certain way, all right? I'm not saying put up with it, not saying that, okay? You have to set boundaries. But some people who set boundaries, they don't live by those boundaries. And if you don't live by the boundaries that you set for a true narcissist, you're complicit. You're an enabler, and that's not good. So I hope this helps you, okay? Be very careful, okay? Know who you're dealing with, not because you think they are, okay? Do it because you know they are, okay? So God bless you. I'll be praying for you guys, that anybody that's going through any type of narcissistic characteristic abuse, that you find relief for that, you find help for that. Those who are actually going through narcissistic abuse, man, I pray for you. I pray that the Lord opens up the door that gets you away from it, first of all, just to get away from it. And then after that, helps you through your hurt and your pain and your confusion, okay? To get you back to the person that God made for you to be before you ran into that person that manipulated you and took control of you. So God bless you guys. I will talk to you soon. I don't do this very often, okay? But I usually put out messages, but I just thought I'd come on and just approach the situation directly, okay? So God bless. I'm going to enjoy the outdoors. I wish I had a hammock. I'd set up a hammock and I'd sleep outdoors. I'm going to tell you right now. God bless.